Hi guys, this is Attachment and BPD. Attachment is an emotional motivator we all have inside us that connects us to others. Each of us starts developing a pattern or type of attachment in our earliest days based largely on how our caregivers behave toward us. Your attachment style not only influences how you see yourself and the world around you, but also how you act and react in situations. In this chapter, you'll learn how attachment styles develop and motivate people, identify your own attachment type, and work on skills to form secure and strong relationships. In chapter 1, I introduced you to Betty, and in this chapter, you're going to meet Tony and explore his experience with BPD. Throughout the rest of the workbook, you'll learn more about Betty and Tony and their challenges growing beyond BPD. You may experience similar challenges as you make your way through this workbook. Let's get to know Tony. Let's get to know Tony. Tony's mother often told him that he was a burden, a disappointment, and a failure. As early as Tony can remember, he wanted his mother to love and care for him, but the harder he tried, the more she rejected and scolded him. She put all of her energy into her boyfriends and alcohol. He always wanted to be recognized by her, but could never get it right. He tried very hard in school and got good grades to make her proud. But one time he came home with the report card with A's and B's, and his mother said, "Don't be a show-off. No one likes a know-it-all." This really stuck with him, and he stopped trying to excel in school, a habit he carried forward into college and his first job. After the report card incident, Tony turned his focus to sports. He was a very good baseball player, and coaches really liked him. One coach pulled Tony aside and said that he could help him be even better, but he'd have to practice more and for longer. Tony declined the extra help because he didn't feel that he was worth the coach's extra time and attention, and being praised made him uneasy and questioned the coach's motives. Tony always tried to get his mother to come to his games, but she refused, except for one time. At this game, Tony struck out once. He got on base twice and made 3 runs. When he got home, his mother complained about what a waste of time the game had been. She told him she was embarrassed that he spent his time on a sport he wasn't even good at because he had struck out, whereas many of the other kids hadn't. Tony quit baseball. Tony really liked his first girlfriend, Pam. After 1 week together, he knew he was in love with her, but he had a feeling she would never love him the same way he loved her. He often asked her how she felt about him and tried to please her by doing things she liked. He would respond to her texts and emails immediately, so she knew she was a priority. Tony focused all of his time and energy on being close to Pam, rearranging his schedule and responsibilities to be with her while ignoring his other friends. When Pam had other things she needed to do, Tony felt alone, lost, and desperate to be with her, but he was also conflicted because he didn't feel important enough for her to spend time with. He created tests often to prove that she loved him. For example, Tony purposefully posted a negative message about himself on Facebook to see if she would defend him. After 3 hours of checking continuously, she still hadn't responded, so Tony drank a bottle of vodka. Pam found him passed out. Unable to wake him, she called an ambulance. Tony was very confused and conflicted about his feelings for Pam. He had developed an insecure attachment type based upon his relationship with his mother and how she treated him. He felt a push and pull inside of him. He was motivated to be close with someone and to feel liked and valued, but he questioned his worthiness to be loved or to be valued at all. He couldn't really trust that he was genuinely loved and valued because he didn't really believe he was lovable and valuable. This insecure attachment and longing drove his behavior in school, baseball, jobs, and relationships. So that's a little bit about Tony and how his attachment type and his BPD is affecting him. I'm going to talk about attachment and how our attachment types affect our BPD, and honestly how our attachment or lack thereof has in a lot of ways caused our BPD. How we develop our attachment type. The degree to which we feel loved growing up affects the development of our self-esteem and self-acceptance and shapes how we seek out love and connect with others. Many animals, from rabbits to human beings, seek to connect with other beings. We call this internal drive to connect attachment, and it's with human beings from the first day of life. The father of attachment theory, John Bowlby, believed that infants possess this desire so they can grow and develop within a safe environment. When caregivers offer babies attention, care, and protection, they feel safe, secure, soothed, and recognized. This allows them to develop a high level of trust and understanding with others and the world around them, and they carry this ability into their relationships as they grow. This is a secure attachment type. People who exhibit this attachment type see themselves as valuable, as important, and as having worth in the world, see others as genuine and caring, and are able to develop and maintain healthy and stable relationships. That's a lot. I think we all wish we had a secure attachment type. But when a baby's caregivers don't meet her need to be seen and cared for, her ability to trust herself and others is compromised. Consider Tony's experience, which I didn't read to you. But he tried and tried to develop a loving connection with his mother, but she wasn't willing or able to provide this for him. As a result, he developed an insecure attachment type that affected many areas of his life. Like Tony, perhaps you didn't have a safe and soothing environment growing up and weren't able to develop a secure type of attachment. Having an insecure attachment type increases a person's likelihood of developing problems with anxiety, anger, depression, self-worth, self-esteem, and emotional connection and control. Insecure attachment types are common among people with BPD. There are 3 types. 1, preoccupied, which is having an intense desire to connect to others. 2, dismissing, disregarding others and their emotions. 3, fearful, wanting to be with others, but being afraid one is not worthy of love and affection. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.